All right. Hello, hello. Is my mic on? You want to turn it on?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I can't hear myself. All right. Welcome in. Blackhawks Devils. See if anybody's in here. Oh, yeah. All right. I can't hear myself, but that's okay. I don't really need to. Puck is dropped. Chicago Blackhawks, New Jersey Devils. No, this is not Lee. This is Tassos right now. Got to get these, excuse me, got to get these live streams in while there are only a few Hawks games remaining on the season. So welcome in. Thank you for stopping by wherever you're coming from. Myself and Tim Tebow over here. Shout out everybody that joined the two of us last night at the PWHL stream. Just posting this on Instagram. New Jersey's in one. They have not looked good, obviously, since Jack Hughes has been out, but oh, maybe a break here with some speed. Joe Veleno, Philip Kurashev, Tyler Bertuzzi. Would love to see a little bit of Joe Veleno tonight. Same with Tyler Bertuzzi. He's been playing pretty well the last few games. Shoot another one in the net tonight. Have something go in off your stick or skate or backside. I don't know. Whistle here. Pretty good numbers for Spencer Knight. 3-4, 301 goals against, 903 save percentage. Look, you'll take it. It's probably an enormous adjustment for Spencer. As far as goaltending goes, as far as life goes. .256 got in the first period. Shots 2-0 Devils. Another start for Knight, too. It's consecutive starts for Spencer Knight after giving up 4 against the Flyers. So a little interesting. This game is both available on TNT and on CHSN tonight because I guess there was a little bit of a screw up. So Hawks fans in Chicago can be watching this both on CHSN and on TNT. I really have no dog in the race when it comes to that battle. I know Lee certainly does. I like the effort from Mikheyev behind the net. Got to get a look out of this, though. How does everybody feel about this? So apparently, after 9 games, Artem Levshinov's first year of his entry-level contract will get burned. I didn't really realize that. I thought it was already kind of burned, considering he was playing in the American Hockey League this whole time. I guess it's not how that works. Might be because he's under 20. But apparently the word is out there that Artem Levshinov's 9 games will be burned. Do we burn it? Yes, also Justin will be joining us for the second period, much like he did last night. Depending on how well this game goes, maybe he sticks around for the third if he's feeling it. And then he and I will also be doing the post-game show tomorrow. Or tonight. Jeez. Tomorrow. No CHR content tomorrow. Scrum after the face-off. Devils got the puck. Good keep-in. Bedard flings it at the net. Nazar tried to redirect. Shoot it. Get traffic and shoot it. Shot it right into the pads of the defenseman. Oh, whoever that was fell down. Nazar lost an edge. Couldn't keep it in. Hawks back in their own end. Got a whistle here. I think it might be outside. Good chance from Nazar there. Would have been a lucky bounce. They still count. Why does everybody think Philip Kurashev is in the lineup? Certainly not based on merit this season. Is there any staying value there? 2-on-1 for the Devils. Miss the net maybe on that one. Spencer Knight covers. Yeah. Is it too late to salvage Philip Kurashev? And I'm not talking about this season. I'm talking about for his career, for his Blackhawks career at least. Is this salvageable? If the Blackhawks are not going to be far from the bottom, in my opinion, next year, and I hate to even say this, but like you've got your third line has to have an identity, not the team identity talk that we make fun of the whole, a lot, but your third line needs to play with some purpose. Veleno, Bertuzzi, Kurashev, those are all guys that can give you purpose, but it's not always consistent for many of them. So, but it's some good energy. I like it. That's a line that looks like a National Hockey League line. All right. Posting this now. And thinking about this stream. Had my mind on the stream. How did everybody feel about our guests on Monday, today? Who we have on? Jack Skilly and Luke Fox on Monday. Andrew Berkshire today. Anthony Donati talking some prospect talk. Do you guys like him? Do you guys not like him? And they scored. Nathan Bashan. Tim, is that on your parlay?
No.
No. Slaggert, Reichel, Maroon. I don't know. Leaving a guy wide open back door. See, Lev should have pushed up there, and I don't know. 1-0 Devils. 7.5 minutes into the hockey game. 6.5. Holy cow. Really not cooking. Pat Maroon getting a penalty here. Yeah, that's high sticking. All right. Hawks down 1-0, and now to the penalty kill. And they score. Dawson Mercer. Driving hard to the net. I don't love the penalty for Maroon, but what are you going to do? Is that 2 and 27 seconds, they said? Yeah. I mean, Murphy backs off. I get it. You got to have the high slot covered, but a little bit aggressive from the Hawks penalty kill, especially Ilya Mikheyev a little high.
All I'm saying is he steps up and he passes to Brat. That's one of my legs. That's all I'm saying.
This is brutal. If Knight gives up one more, you got to pull him. Even if it's not his fault. That second one you might want to have from him. I'd have to watch it again, see how he's playing it. Yeah, the Devils are humming right now. They smell blood in the water, and they're trying to go get after it. "2-0 is the worst lead in hockey. Apparently 3-0 is the worst lead in hockey, according to last night's PWHL stream. Exactly, Trevor. What are some things everybody wants to see from the last 11 games of the season? 10 and 5 quarters, 5/6. I don't know. What does everybody want to see from the last little stretch here of the season? Blackhawks are going to the power play. Sheldon Keefe, not too happy about that one. Thank you. Yes, I will take this platform honestly right now to say I did cook in the draft today. Tried to keep it fair with the voting by doing team 1, team 2, team 3. And then Justin went on his Beehawks meme story and said that he was team 2. So it's all right. We'll get him one of these days. We'll figure it out. No, that's not copium, Justin. That's facts. Tim, you can share your opinion.
Yeah, a little bit. I'd rather not, to be honest.
Oh, they scored. Tyler Bertuzzi, I told you, dude. I told Sully before the game Bertuzzi was going to shoot one in. But you didn't put him in your...
No.
Is he not in your parlay? No. Nice pass. Ryan Donato's playing really well. Look, I know I was on the trade him.
He should have shot that.
He should have shot that. He's in Tim's parlay. #20th of the season. Hit the 20 goal mark. And it's 2-1. I'm going to do my best Lee impression here. The over is 5.5. So it looks like we're well on our way to hitting that. Over under was 5.5. Devils lost 3 straight at home coming into this one. This is the first of a 3-game road trip for them. No Jack Hughes obviously is going to be a blow that they're not going to be able to overcome here, but is there any chance they beat Carolina in the first round? It's probably the first round matchup I'm least excited for. Is the impending Carolina-New Jersey first round matchup. And I think it'll be competitive. I think Carolina's a worse hockey team. They don't know who they're going to start game 1 of the playoffs. I don't think the Devils do either. I think there's a possibility they go with Jake Allen in game 1. Jacob Markstrom's really struggled lately. Carolina probably wins that series in 6. Yeah, probably. They just win playoff games, man. They win playoff games. They really do. It's a good system. People hate on it, but it wins. Hockey coaches, sport coaches, they're not meant to stick around for a very long time. You have to be refreshing. You have to be candid. You have to be real and honest without being, too much. At least in the media's eyes. I mean, the players too, but... The fact that Brendan Moore has been there for so long, Carolina should be a lot better in the playoffs than people are giving them credit for, maybe. Especially if Washington ends up turning into a pumpkin. I don't think they're going to, but I see why a lot of people think that they have the potential to. I mean, I think they do have the potential to, but I just think a lot of their players are a lot better than people are giving them credit for. Oh, did Artem get the assist on that goal? So what was the consensus? We are all for burning the first year of Lev Shanov's entry-level contract? I say you got to do it. Maybe send him back down. If you were going to get him in 9 games, these were probably the 9 games to do it. Spencer Knight covers 9:21 remaining in the first period. Artem Levshanov is on a rookie contract. It's a 3-year entry level. Sarah Valley said Korch might be coming up, so I think they can swap them. Yeah. Maybe next year's the time when we see them both in the lineup at the same time. Is anybody concerned over the fact that they had Korch in the minors basically the whole year? What a great get with Jack Skilly. Good old number 11. Great skater. Shame he couldn't crack the lineup in those days. Yeah. Really hardworking guy. I remember him, with the Panthers after he left the Blackhawks, that was supposed to be they were very high on him in that market. They wanted him to turn into something that, is a lot harder than people really get. Not every high pick turns out to be an NHL superstar. Maybe that's part of my Korchinski question. Is he really going to live up to the billing as a number 1? Here comes Nick Foligno. It's a good way to get Jacob Markstrom into the game. Scoring chances even at 4. When do we think Rinzel makes his first appearance? If I was the Blackhawks, I'd do it this year. Whenever the Gophers lose. I read it on the show today. I think their first game is Friday, not tomorrow. Whenever they play, if it's Friday, if it's tomorrow. You probably hope they lose, so that way you can sign Oliver Moore and Sam Rinzel and stick them right into the lineup. Is next Wednesday too soon for everybody? Sunday even? I would love to see that happen. That would inject some serious life into this program right now. What the Hawks are doing. New Jersey cycling the puck, but Brett shoots it out of play. See the game a little better. Oh, Stripes takes a tumble. Simon Nemec snaps it up. Devils back with possession in their own end. 5:25 left in the period. They dump it in. First on the puck. Good move. Right back. Wraparound stop by Knight. Puck squirts loose. Devils regain. Dump back in. Back up to Nemec. Good move around Foligno. Back in the corner. Mikheyev getting a little physical. Levshinov in there as well. The Hawks break out with the puck until Nick Foligno dumps it down. And it goes all the way down for icing. Wow, Nick. You guys ever notice that in the NHL, we're so caught up in offside and what's offside and what's not offside. And, we can't figure out when the puck is fully crossed the goal line and stuff like that. And yet, you watch icing in the NHL and some guys shoot it from 3 feet behind the red line and they call it not icing. Like they just, they're close enough to the line. Nobody ever really, I know it's not a challenge play, but for something that refs just have clearly no care about getting it right. Like if you're a veteran in the NHL, they let you dump it in from 3 feet behind the line. Hawks just tried to do it there. If you're going to call a ton of icings, call all of the icings. When it happens 10 times a game and you only blow it dead once, who's to say what that one time is going to be? Bit of a break for Nazar. Really strong effort. Good pass, too. Back to Bedard, right through his legs, though. It's a tough pass to make for Donato. First period's flying by, though. Only just under 3 minutes remaining. I'm really going to be watching Ethan Del Mastro tonight. It's a player I've kind of zeroed in on for the night. Wanting to see what he reads. Kind of plays he's making away from the puck. Where the hockey IQ's at. There's the man of the quotes, Jonathan Kovacevic. Wonder if him and Sheldon Keefe had a talk after that clip went viral all over the internet. Hawks lose the draw. Puck gets flipped up and out. White Kaiser too, I have my eyes on. Got too many D-men in the system. It's not a bad problem to have. I understand that. Good move from Kaiser. Give it back to him. He's feeling it. Oh, shot goes wide. Levchinov with it now in the corner. Little reverse hit. .30 seconds left. Hawks to the net. Covered by Markstrom. 27.2. Double checking with Raven that we have intermission clips to use. Hoping EDM is the Jalmerson 2.0. Got to probably check the size comparisons on those two players. Might be wrong. Just Dalmastra looks small out there. Clock draining down on the first. Pretty uneventful. I know it's 2-1, but like pretty low event hockey here for the first period. Ethan Dalmastro's 6'4". He doesn't look like it. I don't know if it's just me. Ethan Dalmastro looks small out there compared to some of these other guys. How tall is Wyatt Kaiser then? 6 foot. Yeah, okay. So definitely smaller. Yeah, you got to identify soon, like who you really like, who you really want to hang on to. Do these teams know this is a national broadcast game? I don't think you really want to tell the Blackhawks that this is a national broadcast game. That hasn't really been a recipe for success this season. EDM is huge. Okay, he doesn't look huge out there. Looks like a little water bug. I don't see him throw his body around as much as somebody who's 6'4" should. But hey, I don't know. I need thicker glasses. I might need thicker glasses, honestly. Oh, I guess we have a Hawks hater in here. Gingerbillion, welcome. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Artie is slow. Spencer Knight is not good. I disagree with both of those things. He's going to get faster too. Players get faster. Quinn Hughes was never a extraordinarily fast skater. He had a burst the other day of, I want to say it was like Quinn Hughes' top speed in a game the other day. So, Tim was, it's like 24 miles an hour. I want to say he was caught on a burst going 24 miles an hour, which I think is like the top now in the NHL this season. Yeah, defenseman can get faster. Artem Levchinov is going to get faster. If you're new here, also, I should say, please subscribe. Plug God, haven't plugged much at all. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, please. Tell a friend. Tell many friends, honestly. Don't just tell one friend about Chicago Hockey Radio. Tell many friends about it. Tell them to subscribe. Yeah, it helps us out so much. We're really busting our tails here, all of us. Tim and Raven behind the scenes have been, crushing it. Lee and Justin have been crushing it. So Ryan Guy wants to hear the horn. I want to hear the horn. I can't even hear the horn. All right, we need to hit a break so that way I can hear myself when Justin comes on for the second period. So we're going to go to intermission. We have a clip from today's podcast. So enjoy, stick around, or maybe go grab a snack, do something, and then we'll be back for the second period where Justin will be along for the ride. All right, see everybody then. Myself, Lee, and Raven.
You know, it was the best video game console, the Wii, back in the day of the Mario Kart Wii.
Oh my God.
I agree. I agree.
All right.
We're speaking French now, Wii.
We're going to welcome on Andrew Berkshire here in a couple of minutes. He covers the Montreal Canadiens.
Speaking of French,
president of the Game Over Network. We will have him stop by the program shortly and tell us why Lane Hutson is your 2025 Calder Trophy winner.
Yes. Take that, Macklin.
Yes.
Might have to go get my Celebrini jersey for this one.
Big Lane Hutson guy over there. Good Illinois boy. Good Chicago boy, or Barrington, wherever he's from.
Shout out Barrington.
Yeah.
Alexander Ovechkin scores another goal. That was a snipe.
A big
yesterday.
goal too.
Yeah.
6 away now. What is it? 5 games till Chicago, so he needs another multi-point game there. But if he's within 3, he's got a shot. He scored a hat trick to get 800. It wouldn't shock me if he did that again against us. We'll see.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would.
I'd love to see it, honestly. I'd love to see history. Interested to see if it'd be Soda or Knight in depth, that history-making goal there. Yeah.
Did you get to see much of that Jets Capitals game?
I did. That's a heavyweight matchup.
Yeah,
like that,
especially right now. That is the heavyweight matchup.
Yeah.
I want to lose that game so I don't win the President's Trophy.
Is that really still a thing though?
It feels like a curse, man.
Didn't we win in 2013 or 2015 after?
That's the last time it happened. 2013. It has not happened since. The President's Trophy team has not won the cup. If that's what you're asking.
I'm sorry. I meant, didn't the Blackhawks win in 2013, 2015? Not we. Yeah, I feel like you cannot actually care about like not winning the President's Trophy, right? Like, if you think that's what's going to be the thing that throws you off for keeping your team from winning Stanley Cup, I think you got some figuring out to do.
Don't you want to be like, even when the game, like let's say for the Washington Capitals right now, the games don't really mean a whole heck of a lot. Mm-hmm. You've got a playoff spot locked up. You've got a division crown all but locked up here. Even if you went 500 the rest of the way, you're winning the division. Doesn't it give you a little bit of extra juice? I mean, the Capitals probably don't really need it with the Ovechkin goal.
Hasn't shown it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're still playing really good hockey,
Yeah.
Same with the Jets too, but isn't that something that it's like, oh, we're going to keep our foot on the gas until the absolute very end here. There's no nights off, even when we're running away with our respective divisions.
Yeah. If you win the President's Trophy, it means nothing if you don't show up in the playoffs. Like, nobody's going to remember who won the President's Trophy. They're going to remember who won the Stanley Cup.
I think that's like maybe important for the Capitals more so than Winnipeg, because I feel like Winnipeg, the issue is that they burn out, and Hellebuck isn't the same guy in the playoffs because it's such a long season for him and he plays so much. So like if I'm a Winnipeg fan, I would low key want them to already start taking the foot off the gas a little bit. I just feel like that would be my perspective. I don't know if you guys completely disagree, but
Well, if you're a Winnipeg fan, you used to early playoff exits. Like I probably want to win the President's Trophy just to say you won something this year, because it wouldn't shock me if they disappointed in the playoffs again.
The Capitals, you mean, or the Jets?
no, the Jets.
I guess the Capitals too. Both these teams have have had a lot of early playoff exits lately, but at least the Caps have a ring to show for it. The Jets don't. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. I think it's a little bit different this year. I don't know why. What makes it feel different to me? Maybe it's the fact that like a lot of these other teams are going to get caught in their 2-3 matchups and they're going to beat each other up, and maybe the Jets. For me, the big hurdle almost is the first round for both those clubs. Like you win your first round matchup, which for both of those squads should be a lot easier of a matchup than it would show, right? And maybe you catch some of these teams coming off of a really emotional, hard-fought series in the first round. You're able to get a little bit of momentum rolling. If you're the Jets, you're like, hey, we can actually win series in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Same thing for the Capitals too. And then you roll from there, right? You're like, hey, we're going to do our thing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see also like how the wild card situation ends up in the West now, because it's like you got St. Louis playing really well. They just battered Montreal yesterday. They're now just 2 points behind Minnesota for the first wild card spot. So I think if you're Winnipeg, you're probably hoping that they do not pass Minnesota, right? Like you'd rather play St. Louis in the first round than Minnesota if you're Winnipeg, no?
Play St. Louis.
I don't know. The Blues have won 7 in a row. That's
they are heating
Yeah, well, it depends if they have Kaprizov, right?
Yeah.
That depends. Yeah. Well, speaking of West playoff races, how about the East playoff races? Let's transition to the Montreal Canadiens over there. Looks like we got our guest in the studio here. Yeah.
I think we might have him, although we can't
Looks
quite
like he's
see him
having-
right
Oh,
now.
There he is.
There he
go.
is.
All right. All right.
Apologies there, folks.
No,
I
good.
worries.
Yeah,
have
thank you for joining us.
My good camera turned on. So we're on the old built-in.
No worries.
Andrew Berkshire from the Game Over Network covers the Montreal Canadiens. How are you today, Andrew? Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm doing very well. Just got in about an hour ago from some good time at the gym, so
There you
very
go.
pleased with the start of my day.
Good way to start the day. I like it. Although I normally go to the gym later in the day. I'm not really a morning person.
You're a night
Nor am I.
gymmer?
Yeah, although it tends to be a lot more crowded then, so that's the gist of it. Yeah.
So the Montreal Canadiens, Andrew, they are currently occupying the wild card 2 spot in the Eastern Conference, although coming off a very tough 6-1 loss to the St. Louis Blues last night. We could start there before we get into some specifics on the team. What happened last night? The game kind of got away from them a little bit. Marty St. Louis ends up pulling Sam Montembeault after the goal that made it 5-1. Just what got away from the Canadiens last night?
I think it's just a game that happens. They're not a team that's invulnerable to these kinds of things. They are turning a corner, but I think that there are some folks who expect them to operate right now in this moment as if they're already a playoff team. But this is a team in the hunt. They're a team that 1 year ago was one of the worst in the league. In fact, earlier this year was one of the worst in the league to start the season. They were a team that felt like they could take this step this year and then dealt with a few critical injuries at the beginning of the year and got slapped around and I think lost their confidence, sulked a little bit. And then when Patrick Laine came back, things started to build, the confidence started to get there. They dug themselves out and they've built this identity as something that they're working towards, right? They don't have everything yet. Like they don't even have a second line center right now. Like we got to be honest about that. And Sam Montembeault is a goaltender who some nights will absolutely steal things for you. And some nights gives you a couple back-breaking goals against. And Some nights you get both from him, which is kind of fun, but he's not Carey Price. And I think because this fan base is used to seeing Carey Price, not just in terms of what he's able to stop, but his management of the game, rebound control, when to freeze the puck, when to play the puck, moving the puck out of the defensive zone, all those things. The standard is just so high that people see Sam Montembeault and are very overly critical at times, but he's been a very good goaltender. He just struggles with consistency at times.
Do you see? You mentioned that they're in the hunt. Do you think they get that finish in that wild card 2 spot, or do you think it's a different team that's right there?
You know, if you asked me before the season, I was one of the more pie-eyed optimist people in the fan base. I said that I thought that they could make a run this year, that it wouldn't surprise me. I didn't expect them to, but it wouldn't surprise me because of the character and talent in the group, just certain things clicking into place at the right time. The Lane Hudson thing. I mean, I was a very big booster of him, and he's been significantly better than I expected.
Yeah.
So that's been a crazy revelation. But even then, my expectation was that they wouldn't make it, that they would get close and have the thirst for it going forward, but that they wouldn't be able to do it this year. Now they're there. All they have to do now is maintain what they've been doing for the last, not even since the Four Nations break, but since December. That would be good enough to get them in. Can they do it? I think it's 50-50 at best, because this is a young group. As I mentioned, they don't have a second line center. The depth is good in quantity, but maybe not in quality after that top line. But Caden Gooley, who is arguably the second best defenseman on this team, is about to come back from injury. And he's likely going to replace David Savard in the lineup, who has been a valiant warrior in this league for a very long time and a leader for the Montreal Canadiens, but has looked very rough this season. It does seem like the best hockey has been passed, but maybe a break allows him to get some legs under him in time for the playoffs. You never know.
You brought up Lane Hudson. How about Lane Hudson? You think he's the Calder favorite there? It looks like it from our perspective here. I hope so, but you know, there is a few good challengers there in Celebrini, Beach Cog, Wolf. Think he wins the Calder? Yeah.
I mean, I think he could. I think Celebrini will get a lot of push from like NHL establishment because that's
the media.
what they want to. Yeah, they want that to happen, right? But you could say the same thing for Connor McDavid, and he didn't win, right? Different situation because he was injured. But Dustin Wolf is another one you guys mentioned. Like, it's so easy to ignore goaltending in this league because the baseline is so high. But what he's been able to do this year on a not great team in Calgary, like they're not terrible, but they're kind of always that middle of the pack, not really good team. Yeah. It's really, really impressive. But again, like Lane Hudson, what he's doing, I expected him to play most of this year as a third pairing guy. And I think he's, if not just the best defenseman on the team overall, like after Nick Suzuki, maybe the second best player.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
High praise. I think he's fourth in like the entire league in defenseman scoring. I think like Werenski, Hughes, and Makar have more. I could be wrong about that, but I know he's up there, not just amongst, you know, rookies, but like just defensemen in the NHL. Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually don't know off the top of my head what his point number is right now because it seems like it keeps on going up. Okay, 54. So he only needs 10 points in the next 12 games to tie or not the record, I would say, but the highest mark that any Montreal Canadiens defenseman has made since 1990.
Wow.
That's insane.
Was that, let me think who
was
who
it
that
Chris
was.
Chelios?
No, Chelios was 74 the year before, so that would have been the high water mark in the 80s.
Okay.
Well, might not have been the high water mark in the 80s, actually, but if I go back another year. But cutting off at 1990, at 64, it's two players tied.
Do you know?
1990.
Are
I
we,
feel like I should
are we
know
guessing
this.
here?
Sorry, from 1990 to now. So it's like that whole span of time. Two players tied for 64 points.
Shea Weber?
Defense for the Canadiens. Nope.
Oh,
Not
amongst
PK
all
Subban
defensemen.
either.
All defensemen.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
PK
64.
Subban?
Nope.
Really?
I'm not going to have.
Amongst rookies? Yeah.
No.
Habs
All
defenseman.
defensemen.
Habs defenseman.
It was one year. One year, one guy. Next year,
Markov.
the next guy.
Markov.
Markov, and before that was Sheldon Sore.
Oh, I was gonna say Surrey.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my
Okay.
next guess.
Shut
Okay.
up, dude.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's always the next guess.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Not to bounce back a little bit, but let's say the Canadians do finish in that wild card 2 spot. How do you like the matchup against the Washington Capitals in the first round?
I mean, just from a pure fan perspective, I think no matter what happens, they're golden. The only thing they really probably don't want to happen is if they were to get into the wild card 1 spot by some, miracle and face the Maple Leafs, because then it kind of matters more emotionally. You
pressure
don't
on.
want to lose that series.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were to play Washington, first of all, it's got the 2010 reverberations,
Yep.
which would be fantastic for the fan base. Like, I think that just kind of gets them behind. And even if they were to go home with a split, you've already got that in the back of your mind that they've done this before. It's the ghosts of the old forum, all that stuff, right? Also, if you lose that series, there's no fallout. You're not expected to win, right? So you're not disappointing against a hated rival. It's like, this is Alex Ovechkin's probably last chance to go deep in the playoffs, because I don't think anybody really believes the Capitals are going to repeat this next year, right? This is a shock for everyone. So there's no storyline that hurts the core of the team, or like the confidence of the group, if that makes sense.
All right, we're back for period number 2, and we have Justin Lynch in the cut.
Howdy.
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, no, good to be here. Second day in a row with the out of studio stream here during the game. So yeah, got yesterday for the PWHL if you weren't there for that, and here for this Blackhawks game tonight.
How you feeling about the Blackhawks so far? Kind of a low event first period.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, 3 goals were scored, but I thought it was kind of a boring period of play. I mean, it wasn't a good start, obviously, go down 2-0 with goals 27 seconds apart. We've never seen that before with the Sox team, right?
Never.
Bad coverage in the first one, bad penalty in the second. Maybe Knight could have had it. Nice goal, though, by, Bertuzzi really didn't do anything. It was all Levshinov and Donato. Levshinov, a beautiful play, a little Superman dive to keep the puck in the zone there, and Donato just found Bertuzzi there. I mean, that's kind of 75% of his goals just tap-ins and net front, so... No, I mean, definitely needed that for sure. Only down 1 after that period. So 2-1, got a hockey game here, and hopefully a more exciting one from this point forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Puck has dropped. We're 30 seconds now in. Nico Hischier takes a shot.
It appears we're on the same wavelength then. That's good. I'm about 30 seconds too. Yeah.
So the game tonight, it's on TNT and CHSN because they screwed it up, I guess, because normally the games that are on TNT are not available on CHSN. So they like double booked the game, I guess. So they're offering it to everybody. How are you watching? CHSN?
I'm watching on TNT. Yeah.
Oh, you're watching on TNT.
Yeah, like the max. Yeah. So that probably explains why we're on the same wavelength there, same time. So that's good.
Yeah, it is.
That'll make it so at least we're commenting on the same thing. We're not like having a 15-second delay or something. Yeah.
No.
Because that would be a problem if it was CHSN probably. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Be like 3 minutes off.
Yeah. I've liked this first line had some looks there. Betsy made some really nice plays to find Frank, but couldn't finish. So I'd like to see them produce something here. Yeah.
Did you hear them talking in the intermission? It was the end of the intermission. They were talking about Bedard being a center. And Biz is like, oh, you think, he's going to be,
looks like we're going to get a power play here. Yeah.
A pass from Nazar kind of handcuffed Bedard.
Oh, yep. Trip here. Should get power play.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. All right, let's get something here. Our first power play went well, so up to the tie of the game here. What was Biz saying? Was he slandering my boy again?
No, I mean, kind of a little bit. It felt like he took like a subtle dig at him. I forgot what he's like, just like, oh, there's less defensive responsibility on the wing. And
I mean, there is, yeah, which I think, honestly, like, I'm not saying Betsy can't be a good two-way setter one day. I think he can. He's 19, but I think he's a natural winger. So if like you can make that work, if Nazar could be the 1C or whoever, like I'm cool with that. I don't really care if he's a winger of a center, right? If he's more of a, I think there's something to be said for just letting him, taking the reins off the defensive zone and letting him just do his thing offensively. I think that makes a lot of sense, but you have to have the facilities to do that. So yeah.
Darren Pang, though, at the end said that he still views Connor Bedard long term as a center.
That's probably the plan, right? But it's not a bad backup plan. If they have these games in the wing, I think they did that last season too. At the end of the year, he showed he could do it. So, to be able to be versatile from that aspect, it works. Yeah. All right.
Good
See if we
pass
get
from
something in the power
Leshanov.
play here. He's looked good today. I mean, it's which is no surprise. I think you guys are debating the ELC thing. Do you burn the year or not? I'm cool with burning it. That doesn't really bother me. He's looked so good up here as assists in this game. Like I think 10 more games of NHL reps up here versus sending him down after this one. Like why not? I think that'd be better for his development. You
Yeah.
can just send him down after the NHL season's over. You can send him back down for the Calder Cup playoffs. So he can get those looks in then. Which going back to Rockford after these games is probably gonna feel like a cakewalk for him. So, but no, I'm okay at burning a year. It doesn't really bother me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think, Saravelli did say it that it seems like the plan is to call Kevin up. So is Levshunov the guy who's sent down then to avoid burning a year, or is it somebody else? Like who would it be then? Would it be Crevier? I think Kaiser's been playing well, so probably be Crevier, the odd man out, or one of Del Mastro, Kaiser. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure who'd be sent down. So from that aspect, I think sending Levshunov down would make sense if you just swapped him and Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah, we'll see what they do there. Definitely a conundrum. Good problem to have when you have too many good young defensemen in this team. Somebody's, got to be sent down.
Yeah.
All right, second unit out. I don't know why we don't have Nazar on the first unit. Oh, bad pass here. Devils looking shorthanded look here. Oh, and they score. Great. Fantastic. Is that Palat? Yeah, it's Palat.
It was a roof job.
Ugh, come on. You can't have that. Early power play opportunity to tie the game and letting a shorthanded goal back to a 2-goal lead here. It's not it. Ugh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Not a
it
good way to
does.
start the period. I thought they were getting some looks there too, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, nice shot there. I can't really put that on a night, but what is that? 3 goals on 6
Is that
shots now or
Maroon
something?
too? Yeah. So he
Maroon's
kind
had
of
a bad game. Yeah.
yeah. He didn't really screen him that much. Maybe a little bit.
3 goals and 8 shots. Ugh. I mean, that's a good look though. Like I can't blame him for that, but
You pull him.
he-
I mean, they're not
yeah,
going to.
that's the conundrum. It's a 2-goal game. I mean, you could. I don't think they will.
I mean, well, they're not. But
Yeah, they're not. They've had opportunities to do this before, and they don't really do it. So they kind of just leave them in there. That's Blackhawks hockey for you.
does it
Interesting.
surprise you at all that Spencer Knight got the start after playing on Sunday? I mean, 3 days off almost.
No, not really. I mean, it wasn't the best game for him despite the win. So from that standpoint, I would have understood going back to Soderblom. But yeah, 2 days off and you're coming off a win. Like they didn't really change anything in the lineup. So I understand just roll up the same everything. But I'm a little surprised. I feel like they could have gone back to Soda. It's a sign though. It's like he's a starter, like of this team. It's not really a tandem. They're gonna ride Knight. He's gonna get the majority of the starts. So which he's gonna be our starter for the future. So I get it.
Yeah.
I get getting him more starts, but when you have a bit of a shaky game like that. But that was just the way that game was against the Flyers. It was kind of just back and forth, high scoring. So I get it.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Get him comfortable
that-
here.
Yeah, no, for sure, right? Hopefully that goal doesn't take the wind out of our sails a little bit here because I feel like we're developing some momentum there. But it is a this team, right? It's just such a up and down streaky team. All right, Hawks get the puck back here. This line's been good. This like Veleno, Kurashev, Bertuzzi line. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
it's
what I've
3
seen.
guys it's the ghost line.
I know. It's like you wouldn't think this would be a good line, but it is for some reason. Oh, okay. Good possession here. Yeah, keep it in here. The dangerous Ilya Mikheyev is on the ice. He's been looking good lately. Been a pleasant surprise. Like I didn't really have any expectations of him, but he's played his role and he's done his job. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he could develop a little bit of offense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he has 16 goals this season. Make that 17 goals. Right on the money.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep.
Damn. I think he has like the 4th most goals of his team, which like goes to show how bad this Hawks team is that he has the 4th most goals in the Hawks. Like, no disrespect to Ilya Mikheyev, but it's like he really shouldn't. Like he's a PK guy. He's a defensive player. And he has 17 goals somehow. Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Puck just kind of found him there net front, buried it. And Tavo have an assist there. Yep. Nice little backhand feed. Yep, found him. Good stuff. Tavo's been cooking.
Chipped it right over him.
Yeah, Tavo's been really. Look at that. That backhand sauce.
Oh, it got deflected.
Ah, there you go. It looked like it. Yeah.
Palat tried to swat at it and got a little piece of it. And
Well, Pratt's got a goal for the Devils and the Hawks this period. So there you go. Very versatile player there. Good stuff. The Turbo Mikhaev connection. Well, what month was it? Was it December? And those two were like cooking something every game. You remember that?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They played together virtually like for pretty much the entire second half of the season. They've been kind of inseparable. Yeah.
Mikheev's fast. He's physical.
Yeah. He plays the right way. Huh, I mean, he's a good role player, right? So he's probably been like the second most consistent of the new additions we made this offseason, which
Yeah,
kind of goes
probably.
to show how bad the rest of them have been, after Teravainen, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Even Teravainen didn't have a great start to the year, though.
No, he didn't, but he's been playing much better lately.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Donato for a look here. Missed. Got them back up there, Bedsy and Nazar. Let's see them cook something. Bedsy to the point to Levshinov. And Donato tips it in. There you go.
Yep.
Right on the money. Levshinov, multi-point game. Donato, multi-point game. This guy, what is this? 26 goals now. And look, I was just saying, I hope that Devils goal is to take the wind out of our sails. And look at that. We got a tying game now. Back and forth. This has been a much more entertaining period here.
Jacob Markstrom calling for a high stick.
Really?
I don't
He's
know
looked
if
a
they're
little
gonna,
shaky.
I don't know if they're gonna get it.
He hasn't really looked in this one. I think that's okay. I need to get
It's
another
a little
look at that.
close.
Yeah, it's got to be like conclusive.
That would be a second assist for Levshinov.
Yeah, nice shot for the point. Shooter's mentality.
Oh, that might come back.
It's pretty close. I don't know about this one. That would suck if this gets called back, but it probably will. I mean, it looks pretty. It's not like cut and dry, but I would.
No,
understand
that's
if this
close.
one gets-
That's really close.
I think it's got to be like obvious, right? And I don't think that's obvious. Like it could get called back, but these work at the Hawks, though. I swear we never get these calls, man.
Luke Hughes loses his man in front.
Yeah. Oh, Bedard would have an assist there too. So no, I really hope the goal stands. Yeah, those are the two guys you want to see getting apples, Levshinov and Bedard.
Yeah. Very true.
Yep. This will take 5 years to review. Probably it's gonna be.
Jeez, that's terrible. They
Which,
did
like,
this
if it's
in-
good.
No,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say they did this in the PWHL game. There was a high stick call in the third period, one of the New York goals, and it took 5 minutes, and then they upheld the goal. I was like, what was that for? Like,
That's the thing. Like, if it's gonna take this long, then like, why are we doing this, right? Like, which it's gonna get. The fact that it's taken this long is not really, I don't think, a good sign for us. Unfortunately, we'll see what the call is here.
I don't know. It looks right there.
I got a bad feeling. Yep. That's nothing shocking here. This is
Yikes.
Blackhawks, so we don't get these calls. Yeah, I mean that's just the way. I mean, I'd love to see what the ratio is of like these challenges and stuff this season for the Hawks. I swear it's gotta be lopsided, man. That sucks, man.
Was that even a challenge or no? Did they even check?
Was it? I'm just assuming it was. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. That seems like something that would be a challenge. Like they wouldn't just be looking at that, right? I
I
don't know.
don't know.
Yeah, I have no audio. We have no audio, so
Yeah.
we're just guessing on that. Check and let us know there. Well, let's use that as
Mikheyev steals it.
use that as motivation.
Yeah, get
You know,
another
the-
one.
Because problem with the Hawks is like when they don't get those calls, they tend to kind of fall asleep after that. So hopefully that's not the case. Crazy period so far, though.
Yeah, it is a crazy period.
Much better than that first, for sure. Sucks too, because the Devils are the only team that Bedsy hasn't produced a point yet against, and that would have been the one. Well, hopefully he gets it back.
Brendan Dillon for the Devils.
He's been around a while. Just one of those defenseman, physical guys. Yeah. All right, maybe a look here.
Maybe.
Man, Markstrom's giving up every rebound, dude. Like he does not look locked in. Like if you're the Hawks, man, just fire the puck.
Yep. Crash the net.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of traffic in front, you'll probably score.
Yeah. He just does not look locked in tonight at all. It's kind of starting to remind me of that Flyers game a little bit. Just kind of back and forth. High scoring, not a ton of defense, just high flying.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we get 11 goals in this one, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be hard to beat that. But got half the game left.
Levshinov is shoot first, shoot second, shoot third.
Yeah, there's no backup plan with Levshinov, right? I love that. He's playing. That tells you he's playing with confidence. You can see it, man.
Yeah.
Sucks for him too. Like it would have been his first multi-point game, but he has plenty of time to get back. I think the way he's playing tonight, there's something he hasn't done yet, is score a goal. And the way he's shooting the puck tonight, and with Markstrom not looking too hot, I wouldn't shock me if this was the game he got his first career goal. We'll see. Yeah.
I won't lie. There's no room to not play with any confidence on this Hawks team because it's all young guys. You know what I mean? Like you better, there's no like culture into the room that you're like trying to break into, and you've got like, there is no culture. The culture is you guys hopefully are good, and we'll go from there, like these guys, like Levshinov should be like, yeah, I'm going to shoot it all the time. Like who else is going to shoot it?
Yeah, there's not really much of a hierarchical structure at the moment, not much of an identity. So it's like, yeah, it's our identity is young guns trying to break through and prove themselves. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think that's the way it should be for this team right now at this stage of the season, a lost season. Like, that's the way it should be. Just more ice time for the youth. Yeah. Oh, nice little play, Bedsy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's been making some moves tonight.
Yeah,
Like to see him get on the board though. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been confident. Shoot the puck though.
Yeah, for sure. I like what he and Frank are cooking. I like just seeing those two together consistently. That's a good thing. Yeah, gotta get the puck out. But yeah, if you're the Devils though, like this is kind of a game like you gotta win a game like this, right? I don't know. I mean, they've kind of been their morale is kind of low right now. They haven't really been playing hot. I know they're banged up with injuries and stuff, but like they're going to be a 3 seed in the playoffs, probably playing the Hurricanes. So
They're
that's going to be a
done.
tough matchup for them. Yeah, there's no chance, right? Like, do you think there's any? It feels like they're cooked.
It feels
Yeah.
so weird to say that about a playoff. Like, oh, like they're already cooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not a guarantee, right? I'm assuming that they're still have enough of a gap there where they'll still be a playoff team, but it's not set in stone yet. They're still got to get there. But even if they do, it's
like the
yeah.
Islanders are you know what I mean? Like the Islanders or the Rangers aren't going to
Oh.
pass them for the third spot in the Metro.
Yeah, Betsy's finding Frank tonight, man. What the
Yeah.
hell? What is he? The guy is just dogging him. What's going on over there?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, there we go. I think Swagger dropping the gloves. Who is this? There we go. They're not showing it. There we go.
They
We have
haven't
Swagger.
stopped the play.
What the hell was that all about? Yeah, Brendan Dillon was just.
Oh,
like,
he doesn't.
whacking him.
Yeah, check the game notes. He doesn't want to fight Brendan Dillon though.
Yeah. Oh, Nemitz was like messing with him. What the hell was this? Oh, there was a stick kind of stuck there.
Yeah, he's holding the stick a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slager goes after Nemec, and then Brendan Dillon steps in.
Yeah. Well, if you can't walk the walk, don't talk the talk.
Nemec probably doesn't
yeah.
want to fight Slaggert, and Slaggert probably
Yeah.
doesn't want to fight Brendan
No,
Dillon.
you do not want to fight Brendan Dillon. That's not a wise move for sure.
Didn't Slaggert get his rear end handed to him in a fight earlier this year too?
Yeah, who was that? I'm trying to remember who that was. I think I was at that game actually.
Who
There's
did
somebody
he fight?
was-
Somebody beat the brakes off of him.
was it like Luke Shen or something?
Oh, it was Luke Shen.
I think it was. Yeah, it was the Predators game. I remember that. Yep. I was there live. I'm like, dude, you don't want the smoke here, man.
Yeah.
Like I love
Luke
seeing
Shen-
that confidence, but yeah, no.
Luke Shen beat the brakes off of him.
Yeah, he kind of felt bad for him after a while. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop. I like seeing that though. Like Slager, good on him there. Stepping up. Like that's what we want to see. That's building culture right there. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Realize I'm gonna pull up chat because I've not been reading chat.
We got a negative Nelly in here, Gingabillion. Looks like a new name, just hating on everybody.
Plastic
That's
is
fine.
not a,
That's fine if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel.
they gotta be trolling or something.
That's fine
Plastic's
if you're
not.
subscribed.
Yeah, no, hey, business is business. Viewership is viewership. Likes are likes. I don't care who it is.
We'll take hate subs.
Yeah, I mean it's a difference of opinion, you know. That's the way it is. Trevor should have given Bedard a holding call. On Bedard, I think he's had enough penalties lately, man. Oh, he's kind of hounding him though. I don't know about that. I don't think he was intentionally holding the stick there. I think it was just kind of caught there, and he was just shoving up the ice. It's like he couldn't do anything, man. What do you want from him? What do you want? Oh yeah, Benzie, put him in the box there. Yeah. Sounds like NHL refs are in the chat right now. Like this guy, it doesn't matter what he does. I'm shocked he didn't get 10-minute misconduct for that. Oh wait, the Devils do have a power play right now. I think
Yeah,
it's
they
for
do.
Slaggert though.
Yeah, it is.
Probably roughing.
Nothing
probably.
nothing for Nemec on that.
Yeah, roughing. Yeah, how does okay, whatever. That seems totally fair, right? That doesn't shock me if the Hawks would go on a PK after a play like that. That's just par for the course.
That's tough.
I say I don't.
That's tough on
Yeah.
the stripes. That's a tough call.
Yeah, I say I don't like complaining about refs, and yet I kind of complain about refs a lot this season, but they give me reasons to, you know? I don't know. At times it hasn't felt totally fair, but when you're the Hawks, you're just not going to get calls like that. That's just the way it is. This is a big PK. Can't let them score here. Sure, PK has been cooking. Hopefully they can keep cooking here. And they score. I should have
Yep.
kept my mouth shut. Is that Dawson Mercer?
Yep.
Yep.
You pull
Yeah, I
Knight
did.
now. He's looking at the bench.
What is that? 4 goals on 10 shots, 12 shots? Yeah, you pull him. I mean, that's like one out of every 3 shots he's letting in.
I don't really blame him for any of them, but I just
Yeah,
think
but 4 goals on 12 shots is 4 goals on 12 shots. Like you got pulled the guy. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I mean,
bit,
I don't even think.
bit of a screen from Heischer there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even
Moving
think that should
screen.
have. I don't even think that should have been a power play, but still, I mean, it is what it is.
Shouldn't have been a
2-goal
power
lead.
play.
Yeah, it shouldn't have. No. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll get a lot of copium in the comments, but whatever. Nice shot though from Mercer. I mean, he's a good player for them. You know, he's a good.
Is that his second
good-
of the game?
Is that right?
Is it?
Let me check here. No.
No. Oh.
Mercer, Palat, Meyer, and Bastion have the goals.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Bastion. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a random one.
Yeah, Levshanov and Kaiser kind of got flipped around there.
Yeah, I mean, Lepshov had his moments offensively in this game, but there have been a few defensive, miscues. But that's going to happen with young defenseman communication. It takes time.
4-2 hockey game.
Yeah, 4-2 here.
But the way things are going, if the Hawks get another 3 shots on goal, they'll score. So
They just need to get more. Now it sounds too simple to be true, but it really is. Like Markstrom has looked shaky. Like Hawks got to get more looks here. 9 shots not going to get the job done here.
also the decision to not pull Spencer Knight.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess it's a character building moment for Spencer. I mean, it's a 2-goal game. I don't know. I guess that's the rationale there, but
Fight through it, I guess.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is Soderlund really going to make a difference in this one? I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
not at this point.
Yeah, no, that's just the way this game is.
Could have done it after 3, I guess, but that's
Yeah, it's a little late at this point. You're locked in. Yeah. If it stays a 2-goal game, but maybe if they put one more in before the third, but probably
True.
not. Yeah, we'll see.
Have not gotten any hate subs yet.
Oh, there we go. We're at 640 right now.
640, 640.
Yeah. Let's get some during the stream. Help us out, chat.
Puck goes out of play off the Bertuzzi shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I say to everybody to tell your friends, I mean it. Tell your friends
tell-
about CHR.
Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Without me, reference Eminem. Yeah, Bertuzzi, I think he's the third Hawk to have 20 goals this season. It's like Donato of 25, 26 for about 30 seconds tonight. Bedard with 20 and Bertuzzi with 20. Yeah. Bakayev's next with 17. Yeah, that's it. Which for Bertuzzi, yeah, like he should be putting in at least 20. He's probably putting in 25, 30. Yeah. Just stands in front of the net and teammates find him. He just gets those dirty, greasy goals. Man, that's just what he does.
It's a skill. Zach Hyman scored 50 that way last year.
Oh yeah, like it's not. Look, goals are goals, right? But the thing of Bertuzzi is he'll put in like 5 during a 2-week stretch and then go 3 weeks without anything. So
Yeah, true.
he's just got to find a way to be more consistent in the future. But when he's on, he's on. When he's off, he's really off. Yeah. How are the other games going tonight? Let's see.
A little look around the NHL.
Islanders, Canucks.
That's an
Islanders are
important hockey game.
Yeah, 2-1 there. Hopefully, Islanders come away with that one because I don't want to see the Vancouver Canucks in the playoffs. But you know what? I also don't really want to see the Islanders in the playoffs. I don't really like either of these teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Islanders are just boring. They put me to sleep, and the Canucks are. I just don't. I'm just not a Vancouver guy. And also, I don't want to get a tattoo. So there you go. And then
I know
a
we've
couple
done
games
like
tonight. Yeah.
I know this isn't St. Louis hockey radio, but like the Blues have won 7 straight. Like
Yeah, I mean, they're looking like it could be definitely a playoff team there. We'll see if they do anything in the offs. I don't know if this is a 2019 type of season. Probably not, but you know.
Minnesota got pumped last night by Vegas. If the Wild keep losing, like maybe they miss, man. You know, I don't know.
Oh, without Kaprizov, they're cooked. Similar to Devils without Hughes. Like, good luck. Yeah,
I don't even think Eriksson Ek is playing either.
really. Well, that's a big loss because he's probably their best defensive forward. So, yeah. Without those guys, yeah, good luck.
Canucks have 2 games in hand on the Blues, and the Flames have 3 games in hand and are only 4 points behind. So the Flames are in a much better spot than the Canucks. Like this is like a must-win game for Vancouver tonight.
Yeah, no, Flames are still in a good spot here for sure. Yeah, but I'd say like that's a team I'd like to see in, but I don't know. I'd probably favor the Blues at this point. They're just so hot right now. Feels like the only reason that they'd be out is themselves, man. So I didn't see that coming. Like I didn't see this little stretch run coming out of the Blues team. Definitely a surprise for sure. Yeah.
You know what though? Like Jim Montgomery's a really good coach.
He is.
Like
yeah.
that's a really, really good coach, man.
Probably like a top 5, top 10 in the league, probably, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. The Bruins thought he was the problem. Yeah.
Can you imagine Don Sweeney, man?
And they had Bruce Cassidy too. Like they've had 2 like Jack Adams level coaches, and somehow Sweeney still has his job. Which is beyond me.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't get it. All right, maybe a 3-2 here. Donato firing it on net. That's what he does. He gets chances, he takes them.
Yeah. The Blues
Like
are
to see that.
13-2-2 after yesterday since the 4 Nations break.
They're literally the hottest team in the league since post 4 Nations, I believe.
Yeah.
Which not something that I would have seen coming, but there you go. Good for them. That's definitely a second half team there for sure.
Yeah, true.
I'd like to see the Hawks get one here before the end of the period, make it a 1-goal game. Yeah.
That would be nice.
I mean, I'm not saying they can't win if you're down by 2, but it makes your life a lot easier there. Yeah.
I don't know that these guys have the New York Sirens in them.
No, I don't think so. This Hawks team, they're the kings of like teasing a comeback, but not finishing a comeback. They're the kings of edging us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe what happened with that game last night. 3-0 going the second, and you let up 6 unanswered there.
That was crazy. I honestly
Yeah.
couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I left the stream, and then all hell broke loose. Yeah.
Although New York, they interviewed New York's coach like right before the puck dropped on the 3rd period, and he like kind of knew. Like you could tell he was like, we're gonna do this, and it was cool. It was cool, and then they did. And and the moment he was done talking, I was like, yeah, that guy's like, they're gonna win this hockey game, and I was like, they
They're
just
gonna score 6 unanswered. Yeah.
No. I just like it's like, oh, if you get one early, like you push really hard, you get one early. You got to get one like, it's goals after goals. You got the momentum, like you got to get another one quick, and then then you're going to get a power play at some point.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
cash in on that. They ended up getting a couple of power plays, but, I don't know. They were better than Ottawa. Like, it wasn't a 3-0 game. It didn't feel like a 3-zip game going into the third period. Like, New York had played a lot better than that. And, yeah, I don't know. Ottawa kind of got lucky on like one of their 3 goals. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think I was saying during that stream too. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard time. If this 3-goal lead, the game is probably over there. It shows that I know. Definitely not a women's hockey expert over here.
Yeah, but just like even hockey in general, like it's so much about like dividing a game into a period into segments,
Yeah,
and it's like go win 5 minutes, go score a goal in 5 minutes. Like, can you score a goal in 5 minutes? Cool, done, nice. Like, now get another one.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's the name of the game.
I don't know. I don't think I told you this. The shots on goal in the third period were like 18-0 for New York. Ottawa didn't even get a shot the entire period.
Which is like, how does that happen? Like, that's not a good look there. You can like in 40 minutes of play,
It was embarrassing.
3-0, and then not even register a shot and give up 6. Like, that's like not even this Blackhawks team could pull off something like that.
Yeah, it was embarrassing, honestly.
Yeah. Which I'm looking at the shot count for this game. It's like we're 24 minutes in or whatever. Wait, no, we're not 24. Well, I'm not really good at math there. 34 minutes in, right? Yeah, with 4 minutes left in the. Yeah, I think so. And the Hawks have 10 shots here. Like, that's not going to get the job done, man.
No.
Yeah. No. And Mark doesn't look good. Like you could argue they should have 3 goals right now. So yeah, I don't know. We got to pepper more shots here, get more possession, more chances. Yeah.
Ed Olchak is in the building. Eddie's father.
That's right. Yeah, it's pretty funny seeing Eddie Olchak on a Hawks broadcast. I mean, it's not a Hawks broadcast; it's a TNT broadcast. But yeah, it's definitely brings back old memories there for sure. Miss him commentating Hawks games with Pat Foley.
I think they're expecting him to give a wave because I think he's on the scoreboard right now, and then he didn't give anything.
Yeah, no. Fair enough.
4 minutes remaining. Puck is dropped.
Yeah, let's get something here in the period. That's what I want to see. Or at least just don't make it worse, Go in the room down 1 or 2. You have a chance.
Oh my God. Do you remember when we were doing 7-game segment talk?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, what was that they were doing? Like Sorensen, I think it was after the Winter Classic. It's
Or
like
5-game segments.
5-game segments. Yeah, we're gonna take the rest of the season in 5-game segments. Yeah, that worked out really nicely for us, then. I wonder how many of those 5-game segments we actually won.
I think none of them.
Probably none. I would have to guess. I'd have to look back. But
I wonder if there's still 5-game segment talk going on in the room.
Our best segment was like immediately after Seth Jones was traded, because like that was when we went on that little run there. That's probably the only segment we've won all season. Yeah, it's kind of come back down to reality here.
You think they abandoned that or no?
I mean, they haven't really talked about it anytime recently, so maybe. Yeah, it's like
They're
they
like,
forgot about it.
They lost all of them for like a month straight, and they're like, okay, like maybe we pause with the segments.
How about 1-game segments?
How about 1-game segments?
Just worry about take it 1 game at a time. Like, what is this 5-game segment rubbish? Like, I don't know. A lot of weird things with this team, man.
Oh, almost a Slaggert in front of the net.
Yeah, I don't think these David Carls or Mike Sullivans are going to be talking about 5-game segments next year, hopefully.
Brett with it now for the Devils. He's such a good skater.
He is. What a season he's had. He had, 82 points on that team there? Leading the way. Yeah.
He's really a beautiful skater, though.
Yeah, he is. Underrated player. What is a 6th-round pick, too? And he's really become a star in this league. Not really talked about enough amongst like the best players. Yeah.
Tim's trying to tell me something. I don't know what he's telling me. Something about 8-3.
Yeah, it's at 83 now for Brett. After
83. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I wasn't taking this game. Thank you for correcting me there. I appreciate it. All right, Betsy, let's make something happen here. He's skating with confidence tonight. I like to see it. Finds Levshinov circling the point. Back to Nazar. These are 3 you want to see out there.
Yeah.
All right. Back to Artie. Or sorry, that's Kaiser. I like this Kaiser Levshinov pairing. Yeah. Levshinov shoots everything, man. Sometimes there's a guy right in front of you. It's like maybe that's not the time. Good possession though from this line. I'm liking this. Let's get something here. I don't want to see all this work for nothing.
Kaiser gets bodied and
Yeah, that's it.
brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of work for nothing there, unfortunately. That's a good shifts in this line, though. I like to see them produce something. I feel like they've deserved a bit of production here.
You got to get something with that offensive zone time, though. But Bedard just throws it right up the middle, gives it away.
Yeah, possession's been good, but you got to get more shots going, more chances. Nice takeaway here. That was a nice play.
He's tired, though, end of the shift.
Yeah. That's good, though. You won't see Biz talk about that. Yeah. He makes little plays like that. His defensive game needs work, don't get me wrong, but like...
He's also been out there a while. Like, his whole line's already changed. You know what I mean? And he's still out there.
Yeah, but he's off now. Yeah.
I guess. It's a long shift, though.
Yeah, he's the guy who created all that possession there. All right. A little bit of time here. Let's get one more quality look. Yeah. Maybe one more. Foligno. Yeah, too late.
That's the period.
Well, yeah, would have liked to see. Well, yeah, what is what is. 2 goals. It's still a hockey game here. They do say the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey. So, but with this Hawks team, I don't know. They're probably having a hard time here, but we'll see. They could get more than 11 shots on goal in a game where Markstrom's been struggling lately. Like maybe you win the game if you actually shoot the puck on that. God forbid. Possession's been good tonight, but need more chances. Need to generate more looks. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that shift I was saying that was long for Bedard, that was a 2.5-minute shift.
Okay, yeah, that's too long.
That's
okay.
That's a little long.
Even I can't spin that. Yeah. But to be fair, kind of the shift he did, make that, turn
No,
over.
I know. But
so, yeah.
2.5 minutes,
but
you're not effective out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. He does do that occasionally, maybe too much, or he'll stay out there. Looking for his cookies, as you would say.
Well, that, and I get it. Like, I think he's just trying to create a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
somebody's got to do it. Yeah.
He's like, I may have it. Like, I'm going to stay out here. And then it's like, I may have it again. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Before you know
it. To bite you too. Yeah.
Before you know it, it's been 2 minutes out there.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah.
All right. Enjoy the third. I'll see you for the post game. We'll bang it out.
All right. Yeah. Thank you nice to join for this little cameo here. And I'll see you for the post game.
Yes. See you then.
Adios.
How'd that transition look, Tim?
About a quarter of a second.
A quarter. No. I told you, dude. You got to do it before.
I thought I was ready for it, and I just wasn't ready up with Justin's tempo and everything.
Tim. You want to maybe see if you can turn that off? Oh, we can go to break too, actually. All right, yeah, we're going to go to break, and we'll be back for the third period. Hopefully the Hawks can get right back into this one. Subscribe if you are new here. Tell a friend about this YouTube channel and tell them to subscribe as well. And also be downloading our episodes on Apple Podcasts if you're hanging out right now. The episode today's out. You can let it play on your phone if you already watched it. I don't know. Hang out. We got a good third period of hockey coming up. So stick around on the other side of this break for more live stream action.
Friendly thing, and he did that through his prime, and they had made a Stanley Cup final. He expected to be rewarded after going through multiple extremely serious injuries on this team, including once taking a Shea Weber slap shot that blew up one of his hands. Multiple fractures had to be pinned back together, and I believe it was actually the following season blocked a shot with the same hand and had to have everything put back together. Gosh. So that's when Gallagher stopped scoring 30 goals a year, is when his hand started getting blown up. So he kind of had to change his game in time for the playoff run, that 2021 playoff run. He barely scored in that playoff run. He became a very defensive-minded player and has since clawed back some of that offense while playing a very similar style, but not as self-focused on the shot. He's even leaned further into just being a great teammate, which has given him a second career. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't a guarantee. He had to work for it. He had several major injuries coming out of that 2021 Stanley Cup final run. And then the following season, I believe he blew out his groin in training camp, so he couldn't skate. The frustration was palpable. You could see it on the ice when he was taking penalties. Just like it looked like he hated being there when he was always an intense competitor, but always with a smile. That was Brendan Gallagher. And he seemed to lose that for a couple seasons. Now he has that smile back. And instead of being the guy that everyone relies on to win the game or to create the winning goal, he's the leader for the next generation, and he's embraced that role. And I think that's also a hard thing to do for athletes who peak at a very high level. Admit that you're no longer the guy,
Yeah,
right?
it's
And
an
you
ego
have
thing.
to be the mentor now. Yeah, it's a very tough shot to the ego, and he's taken that in stride. So immense respect for him as a player and a teammate, and like just as a leader.
Seems like an awesome person and like impossible not to love. A guy that my perspective of him is like kind of the opposite, Patrick Laine. How do you feel about Patrick Laine?
Mr. Fortnite.
How do Habs fans feel about Patrick Laine? I know he had the injury at the start of the year that kept him out of a lot of games, but he's got 17 goals, 30 points in 40 games now. You got him for one more year on the books at 8-7. How do you feel about him, and do you see like an extension there? Do you think he's going to be a Hab long term?
I don't know about long term just because of the limitations to Laine's game. He is an exceptional point producer, exceptional goal scorer, very talented offensively, but a lot of that, especially this
Power
year where
play.
he's still dealing with that knee injury where he doesn't have much acceleration, it's coming on the power play, which, yes, it's valuable, but the power play, one person isn't necessarily the engine for it. He creates a different kind of goal availability because he's Patrick Laine, but Cole Caulfield can also play that spot, right? You can change things around and still make an effective power play without him. And what I do like about Laine, though, is he is incredibly honest, brutally so at times. And he seems to have really endeared himself to his teammates. You know, I know that he has a reputation for not.
Yeah.
But here, he seems to be genuinely liked, especially by the young players in the team. He's also got the experience of being a top pick and not panning out to the way that you were maybe expected to, even though you had a hot start, that can give those players an idea that maybe it's not all about the start. You know, you can build a career in a different way. Your path doesn't have to be what's set out for you on draft day. Those kinds of things are important for a leadership perspective. But overall, I think he's been a big bonus for the team. Just having him there as a weapon creates a look that the Canadians haven't had for a very long time. They've always been able to manage one scoring line, but rarely ever two. And now they just have too many different looks to be held in check as often as they have been over the last several years. So that is very good for right now. But long term, just because of the defensive issues and, you know, 5-on-5 is just such a weakness for him. I guess a lot will depend on next year. See if that knee looks a little bit better.
Yeah.
But this year, the returns at 5-on-5 are not great, to be kind to Patrick Laine.
So you mentioned earlier, you know, something this team struggled with is kind of the lack of a second line center. Kirby Dach there is, since you brought him in, has kind of struggled with injuries, you know, got that Chicago Blackhawks connection, that trade. What are your thoughts on Kirby Dach? You think he could still figure it out if he could stay healthy, be a solid second line center option for the future? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm probably kinder to Dach than most people are. I think a lot of people are frustrated, but I look at it the same way I looked at when Andrei Markov came back from his successive knee injuries back in, like, I guess 2011. I can't remember. But anyway, he was terrible. He was absolutely terrible for like a full year. And then he adjusted and found himself a bit and became confident again. Kirby Dach is a very rough and tumble player. What makes him special is his ability to go into the boards against two other players and come out with the puck anyway, because he's just a little bit bigger and a little bit more well-balanced. He's confident in being able to do that. You can't do that if you think your knee's going to buckle on you. If you think that like just one more push and that knee is going to blow up again. And you could see that this year. He didn't have the confidence in his body to play as Kirby Dach. So he tried to change things up and he had success for short periods and he started to get the confidence back physically and then the knee blows up again. So I wonder about him mentally even more than physically, because surgically repaired knees do get fixed all the time in the NHL, and players end up having long careers. Andrei Markov had, I think, 3 major reconstructive knee surgeries in his 30s and ended up continuing to play like almost all-star quality defense for several years. So it can happen, but Doc is at such a critical point in his development between the mental side of it and the physical side of it. I think he faces a really steep uphill climb to hit his peak. And I don't want to say that he can't do it, because I think that's just a cruel thing to say and put out there and believe. But it's going to be a big challenge, and I think the Canadians are in a position where they have to look for a different option at the second center position, just in case. Now that might be down the line, who's in college right now.
He's incredible.
But that's not an immediate solution, right?
Last one here for me, Andrew. You know, we were talking about the top line. You know, we did a little bit of talk of Yuri Slavkovsky, who, you know, has a lot of pressure on him as the #1 overall pick. But the other 2 members of that top line, you know, both possible snubs, I guess you could say, for their respective national teams at the Four Nations face-off. Looks like they took it a little personally. Looks like those 2 might be as close to shoo-ins as we can right now for some of those fringe guys on the outskirts of some of those rosters for Canada and the United States. Obviously talking about Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield. You know, for Cole, it seems like it's just, he was almost like, for Brock Besser, it was like the 30-goal guy that had never scored 30 goals in the NHL until he finally did it last season when he put 40 in the net. For Cole, almost the same thing. Like, this kid has pure sniper written all over him, and you know, now they're starting to come, and they come in bunches for him. And Nick Suzuki, it feels like people are really just starting to appreciate how much of a force this guy is at both ends of the ice. Just, you know, your thoughts on both of those players, the steps they've taken this year, how much they really drive the bus for this Habs team.
Yeah, it's one of those things, especially with Cole Caulfield, I would say, where belief in process gets rewarded in the end. Last year, he was putting shots on net from good areas. He was doing everything necessary to score goals, but the results weren't there for most of the year. On a surgically repaired shoulder, maybe it was a timing thing. It was maybe an adjustment thing. Maybe it was a confidence thing. But the process was good. And in that time where he wasn't scoring, he leaned in on becoming a better playmaker and playing a little bit better defensively. Now, he's not a great defensive player, but he became good enough to no longer be a detriment on a top line, which is pretty good for a guy who can put up around 40 goals, right? And then you come in this year and things figure themselves out by just continuing to trust the process. He's scoring like you're expected, and the defense is there too. So he's made himself a significantly better player and maintained what made him special in the first place, which is incredibly impressive. And Caulfield deserves a lot of credit for that. The Canadians deserve a lot of credit for like pushing that kind of attitude for their players. But I'm also going to give a little bit of credit for Nick Suzuki, who is I wouldn't say the ultimate. I would say Sidney Crosby is the ultimate example of this, but he carries himself in a way that if he's not learning, he's not trying. There's always something Nick Suzuki is working on to gain an advantage somewhere. He's a very, very intelligent hockey player. I find watching him game in, game out, there are so many little tricks that he does, whether it's with skating or body position or just reading the situation and making a prediction that you don't see from most players. I find one thing to watch with Nick Suzuki that sounds boring but is super interesting if you're a hockey nerd. Watch him on like dump-ins when he's F1 trying to go on the forecheck. And how often, also on rims on the power play, how often instead of battling for the puck in a forward position, he will turn around and go like butt to the other player, give them a little nudge that will make them miss the puck along the boards, and then it will go along the boards right to Suzuki's stick, where he's now positioned to curl around and attack the front of the net. I've never seen anybody except for Sidney Crosby do this move outside of Nick Suzuki, and he does it almost every game, and he's very successful at it. He's out there playing chess, and it's always something that he's working on. He's got plans, and I love a guy with plans. And I feel like that fits very well into like
Plans.
what Kent Hughes wants to build, right? He's like the ideal leader for this group, and that kind of just bleeds through the lineup. But incredible defensively, incredibly creative offensively, and he's got that chip on his shoulder too that I think is almost natural for somebody who's been dismissed for being undersized in hockey specifically. But whenever you need a moment, Nick Suzuki is the guy who's creating that moment. It might be with also Cole Caulfield, but Suzuki has a hand in it almost every time. He's just got that clutch gene. It reminds me a little bit of Joe Sakic in that way.
Is that Nick Suzuki on the wall behind you there? I see. Is that Ken Dry on the other side there?
Yes.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah, that one is Nick Suzuki, and then behind
Yeah.
me is I can't really see it, but it's Carey Price there.
Oh, Carey
From
Price.
an
Okay,
artist
there you
here in Canada
Yeah.
named Dave Murray. Dave Murray Illustration does a lot of hockey stuff. He's a huge goalie nerd. So
go.
That's
Very
awesome.
nice. I like it. Yeah.
That's incredible. Andrew, thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it. Everybody go check out Game Over Network. They do post-game shows for all of the Canadian teams in the National Hockey League. You are doing good work providing opportunities for young journalists up north where they do it the best. Thanks again for doing this, Andrew. Really appreciate it.
thanks, guys. Much appreciated.
Thank
See
you.
you soon.
Take care.
That was Andrew Berkshire, president of the Game Over Network. Covers the Montreal Canadiens and does a very, very fine job at it. So we thank him for taking the time. What do you guys think? Are the Habs getting into that wild card 2 spot?
I want them to. Like my heart says yes, but my brain says they might just be 1 year away, right? This will be a good learning experience for them. But they have a few teams on their heels there, right? Those 2 New York teams, it just feels like one of them's gonna take that last spot there.
Oh,
Hope I'm
God.
wrong. Like I'd like to see the Canadians. Like, I don't want to see the Islanders. That team, puts me to sleep. And the Rangers,
Disgusting, yeah.
I just don't like the Rangers. Like I'm just sick of them. The Blue Jackets, it seems like they're done. Like they're just crumbling, and the Red Wings are mid. So yeah, I mean, I hope they make it, but I don't know if they will.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be either of those New York teams. I think Montreal could definitely do it. I think it looks harder now for Columbus. But yeah, it kind of, as he mentioned, like as long as they just keep doing what they've been doing, Montreal should have it. They've got the upper hand right now with a point on both New York teams. So we'll see what it comes down to.
And Lane Hudson, Calder Trophy winner.
Yeah.
Yes, I want him to, but no, the NHL media is going to give it to Celebrini. They got to prop him up. So yeah.
If they make the playoffs, yes.
I just think the way he commands the puck so much, I almost like it has totally changed the complexion of that hockey club.
Yeah.
They haven't had that in forever, probably since
yeah.
Markov. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a big boost when you get like a power play quarterback like that. Can hurt teams in a lot of ways.
yeah.
Definitely
much more dangerous than Mike Matheson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he's unbelievable. That's a franchise. All right, we're back. Might be another minute or two out from the third period kicking off. I will not be reading chat for a little bit here. Oh, we got a subscriber when we were on break, so you can hit the horn for everybody. What's everybody thinking going into the third period? Next game is Stars Oilers. That's going to be an awesome game. I'm excited to stream some playoff hockey with Justin and Lee. Those guys are going to crush it. Hope everybody's pumped for I'm pumped for the playoffs. Like I'm ready for the playoffs. Like, can we just not even in like it's just with a lot of teams out of it. I get we're pulling for storylines here with the Blackhawks and trying to see how some of these players look over the last few games, but some of these teams are just like playing like they're out of it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was just because the last team we saw was Philadelphia before this, but some of these games are just not competitive. And we're right around the corner from the most competitive hockey we're going to get. So just looking forward to it. My cup final prediction right now. Man, I don't know. My head says Vegas, Florida right now. But Florida, you know, and they didn't look great in the regular season at times last year. And then they came all the way. They won the Stanley Cup. Oh, deflection almost goes the Hawks' way. Vegas is just clicking on all cylinders right now. Hurdle looks awesome. I know he's out a couple of games. Jack Eichel's a guy that's my gosh, excuse me. Not getting enough love probably in the Hart Trophy conversation. Probably part of that is Vegas is so good. Mark Stone's having a nice season. Like, it's just a really good hockey team. They have everything you want. And I just think, you know, Colorado looks really good. I think Edmonton is worse than last year. You want to feel like you're better year over year. Good play by Bedard to break up that opportunity for Bratt there. Yeah, if you're Edmonton though, like you got worse. A Vegas Washington rematch would be awesome. That would be awesome. I've heard some conversations about people just mentioning the fact that like Wayne still has the record for goals regular season and playoffs combined. I think that record's like 1,006. Ovechkin could break that though, depending on how these playoffs go and how next season goes. Like that record could also be his. So obviously it's a regular season thing that we look at. The goal record is a regular season spectacle. Yeah, I agree. The Blues are underrated. They're playing really well right now. They have one of the best coaches in hockey. I don't know what it is with Jim Montgomery, but players seem to love playing for him. And my only surprise with the Blues is that it took this long for them to sort of figure it out. They're, you know, getting hot at the right time. And it's not too little or too late. They're not pulling a Buffalo here. Tim, you're 25.5 over that you put for saves on Spencer Knight, right? Yeah. That one's not looking like it's going to hit.
Not looking too hot right now. No.
Nice pass. Maroon almost had one there. Yeah, who else do you guys think could really make a good Stanley Cup final matchup? Oh, giveaway from Knight. Vegas and Florida is mine right now, you know. I'm not trying to be a Leafs homer thinking that they could go far. I just think it's really competitive in the East this year. Oh, okay, I missed the net there. Could have maybe hit the target. Stars Canes. That's the worst one you could get as far as ratings would go. Stars Tampa rematch. Avs Panthers. That would be awesome. Avs Panthers would be really cool. Special teams playing a big part in this one. 3 power play goals between the two clubs and a shorthanded goal from the Devils and Andre Palat. Spencer Knight doesn't know where it is, and they blow it down. I guess it hit the netting. 4 minutes and 9 seconds gone in the third period. Is there any combination of players that will generate even just a little bit more of offensive pop out of this Blackhawks group, or is it strictly trying to stick new pieces in and see if there's a way that they can help create offense? Guess we're waiting for more talent, right? I just feel like there has to be some combo that can make it click a little bit more than we've seen at any point this season. Justin's been really high on seeing Bedard, Bertuzzi, Teravainen. I would have loved to have seen that. Maybe we would have gotten a bit more consistency out of Bertuzzi this year. It's just, you know, I love Nick Foligno, but second line center is probably not where he should be at this point in his career. Lucas Reichel is starting to remind me a lot of Pierre Engvall a lot. I don't mean that in like derogatory way, but just all the tools, no toolbox. Reichel, Nazar, Mikheyev, yeah. Reichel, Nazar, Ilya is filthy, yeah. Got to get another offensive star or two on this team. Hope everybody fills out. Michael Misa, Mitch Marner, whoever you want to call it. The money that's here now is gonna like dissipate quickly. And Connor Bedard's extension is gonna be huge. Especially if they wait until the end of next season. We're talking, I don't know, you want 8 years out of Connor Bedard in a rising cap world, you're probably going to pay, what's a good number, 10 and a half, 11, 11 and a half? Like, when do you want me to stop? 12 and a half, 13 for Connor Bedard? Like, I know he's not. I don't know. Like, why not? Any free agent you get, you're going to have to overpay for. Even Mitch Marner. You're going to give Mitch $15 million a year. Like, that's a ton of money. I don't care how high the salary cap goes up. And then when Connor Bedard says, I want 12 and a half, 13. Frank Nazar says, I want 7, 8. It'd be great if they got the Tays and King contracts. I just think that the cap world is like moving the number up a lot. 8 by 12. Yeah. I could see that. If he wants 13, let him walk and get McKenna. That's not really how that works, though. I am kind of chirping Lee and Justin when I say get ready for, the Gavin McKenna race. But I do think that there's a chance. But, even finishing last, you only get a 25% chance at picking first overall. And you consider how the other percentages are divided. It's still, likely that it ends up in your favor. But even then, it's only 25%. So. Bedard is not worth 13. I disagree. I disagree. Connor Bedard is worth a lot. Go look at jersey sales. Go to the United Center. Like, check out what jersey everybody's wearing. Check out the Winter Classic. You're selling Winter Classic jerseys. It's the Blackhawks. They'll get another outdoor game in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Sometime in the next Bedard contract. How many jerseys they sold with his name on the back? Think if the Blackhawks didn't have Connor Bedard right now. Where like what would be going on? You know what I mean? Even Tim looked at me like, like just shook his head. Like, that'd be absurd. Yeah, Ryan, I did see McKinnon's comments about Bedard's stats at 19. And he's right. Nathan McKinnon didn't produce like that. Jack Hughes didn't produce like he does like that early. It's a big jump from junior hockey, the USNTDP, the Western Hockey League, and the Devils. Did they score? No. Looked like that shot might have gone in. Went out of play. 11:55 left in the third period. Yeah, I don't know. Bedard's worth 15 million if he wants it. I don't think they'd give him 15 million, but if you give Mitch Marner $15 million over 7 years, like, honestly, there's like a 40% chance the Hawks are bottom 4 next year. So, yeah. I'd give it an even 50-50. But and I tried to argue this to Lee. He wasn't having any of it. But he was saying that, and Tim, maybe I can get your opinion on this even. You're a Blackhawks fan. Would you want them, like, I'm saying that you would either want to like make the playoffs or get like really, really close to it. You know, we're talking like down to like the last couple of days of the season. Like you maybe miss out on the playoffs. Or you finish last, like finish like the kid next year that's up for the draft. He's unbelievable. Like, I don't know. Or, you know, Lee's like, oh, it'd be great if you finish 7th from the last, you know what I mean? But it's like, oh, you're going to end up picking 7th. Most likely. Maybe 8th.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, certainly, excuse me, the way they're playing right now, I would certainly more enjoy a number 1 pick, but maybe that's just me.
I don't know. You'd have to get significant pieces in here to like make this a playoff team or make a run at the playoffs at least. Do what Columbus is doing right now. Different spot, I understand, as a team, but can't wait to buy my 2028 Mitch Marner Blackhawks Winter Classic jersey. That's funny. I understand Mitch Marner's not like a playoff guy, but he'll get you to the playoffs. Him and a couple other good additions will get you to the Stanley Cup playoffs. You need other pieces. I'm not saying just him alone on this team. Even though I have said that before, but not that they would be in the playoffs, but they'd have a lot more points in the standings. You know, Jacob Chikrin is a guy that I thought, you know, maybe he'd take a run at. Washington paid a big tag for him, but I knew it was going to be around 9. 72 million is just a lot to give. It's a lot to give. It's a big investment on anybody. If the Hawks draft Misa, then I don't think the Hawks should intentionally tank again. Yeah, heard. Ryan, I'm not expecting much more than what we have going on now, except unless we kill it in free agent signings. Yeah. But like, do you want to overpay for, like Mitch Marner? I keep saying it because it's the only guy you have to overpay in free agency. Unless you're Florida or you're Vegas these days, like that's what the no tax state issue is doing here. And there's different issues. There's different laws in Canada with like property taxes even, and having those be deductible, and like, it's just, I don't know. Donato slams it against the boards. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Do you want to overpay for somebody in free agency, or do you want to try and swing a trade? You know, I think trading is underrated. Like, you should trade more, not just because it's entertaining for us and what we do, and everybody who watches hockey, you know. But like, that's how you get play. Like, you know, a lot of times teams that let players walk in any sport, like they know something that the other teams don't. You know what I mean? Like, they've spent so much time with a player, and, you know, they know why they're letting them go. Like, there's a reason that they're letting them go. Maybe they don't believe it. Maybe they're wrong. You know what I mean? Like, people are wrong on people all the time. But like clearly with the Boston Bruins, like there was a number that Brad Marchand wanted, and there was a number that Don Sweeney felt that Brad Marchand was, not worth. There was a cap. There was a limit. So they moved him. I don't know. But somebody could really overpay for Brad Marchand in free agency. I'm just saying that there's you really want Brock Besser and Nikolai Ehlers on the Blackhawks next season? Is that what we're talking about? Like, I think Ehlers is, a better player probably than Besser is. Does he have like the runway of it's so hard to compare players, but can he be the Marian Hossa type to some of these other young players that are going to be coming up? Like Marner feels like it. Pettersson for a time felt like it. I mean, I don't, I understand if nobody really believes the Elias Pettersson thing. 8:26 remaining. Hawks have evened up the shots here at 18 apiece. Devils win that face-off. Still a 4-2 hockey game. Is there an overpay for Connor McDavid? No. Connor McDavid, whatever the most amount of money is that you can make in the National Hockey League, whatever that limit, like whatever that, it's 20% of the cap. That's what Connor McDavid should be making every year. I hope everybody believes that. I think it's $20 million is the most he'll be able to make on his extension. It's Connor McDavid. What are we talking about? Of course he's worth $20 million a year. What? Then he'd be finally like a top 25 paid player in the NBA, When the cap goes up, it makes everybody gets paid more, but when you break it down, the star players get more of that pie as it expands. You hope to see it on the low end. Like, I've heard that they're going to raise the veteran minimum again. It could be cool if it was a world where the veteran minimum in the NHL was $1 million. The middle class of player in the NHL, they're still going to get paid in that. They're going to see a bump. They're going to see a bump. It's just not as big, it applies differently. It's all about percentage of the cap. There's still the same number of players. The other thing, if I'm Connor McDavid in Edmonton, I'm not signing for 8 years. They're going to want him to sign for 8 years. Leon just signed for 8 years. But if I'm McDavid, I'm taking 4 years, 5 years. You're Connor McDavid. There's talks that a player like Mitch may even do that. I think that would be more if he were staying in Toronto, but maybe he does it. He's only 26 years old. You take a 4-year deal, you cash in on another 8-year one when you're 30. Still a really good hockey player. Connor could kind of do the same thing. A la Austin Matthews. A lot of Stan Bowman hate in the chat. Slap shot from the point, stopped by Markstrom. Looked like that's one of the Hawks' first few opportunities with traffic in front of the net this whole period. Oh, Lee's going to love this. His favorite YouTuber just DM me back about coming on CHR. Said he'd like to come on. So that's cool. Lee will be pumped about that. Unfortunately, I think McDavid's going to take that 8 years and resign. I don't know, man. Depends. Does he see himself more as Sid or does he see himself more as Wayne? You know, Wayne Gretzky played for 4 teams in the National Hockey League. Sid, it doesn't like it looks like we're going to see him waste away there in Pittsburgh. He did almost drag the Oilers to a win last year, but the team around him was a lot better. Dylan Holloway has 52 points in his last 51 games. Philip Broberg had 4 points last night when the Blues dismantled the Canadiens. Evander Kane has been out. Does anybody think Evander Kane is actually getting better right now at this stage in his career? Not just like from his ailment. I hope he could be a really effective playoff player. Fogel's a big miss. And guess what? He went to go play for the team you're going to play in the first round. Yeah, I'm sure he's not going to be jacked up for that one. I don't know. Yeah, Connor and Leon are going to have to be, unreal. They're going to have to be Connor and Leon. And then some. Evan Bouchard can't get exposed. The rest of it's got to hold up. Nurse at home. Now Wallman. It's probably good that the Oilers are getting a rest now, though. That McDavid and Draisaitl are, taking a few games off here. Is that true that Bedard has 1 shot this whole game? That's absurd. Gotta shoot the puck. It's had a couple of nice dishes, but I feel like we're past that a little bit. 20 minutes and 2 seconds worth of ice time, 1 shot on net. Icing on the Devils. Quinn, I saw that Jeremy Colleton reference, and I laughed. Jeremy's actually very nice. I coached his kid for half a year. The year he was let go by the Blackhawks. That was when I stopped coaching his kid, is when he was let go by the Blackhawks. It's really nice. He came out on the ice for practice a couple of times with us, working with the kids just on his day off. Nice guy. Down the ice, icing. I like that the Hawks are going for it, pulling the empty net, 4 minutes left. Got to try and get something, right? Players you would expect out there for the Blackhawks. Oh, good shot. Good save. Teravainen, Vlasic, Donato, Bedard, Nazar, Bertuzzi. All out there. Oh, Bedard's stick blew up on him. That's tough. Bad pass. Good, yeah, hit Teravainen. It's not over yet, folks. Yeah, don't be doing that to statues, people. It's crazy. Did see that. Oh, Bedard. Almost. Tried to sneak it up high. High tip by Nazar goes wide. Gets it in the corner. Good fight for it. Late in the hockey game. See, are these guys going to play the rest of the period? And apparently, because Nazar just scored. There you go. What an awesome shift from Frank Nazar on the 6-on-5. Blackhawks have not looked good 6-on-5 the last little while here. They don't get many goals when they're down with the goalie pulled. Get a lot of goals against. Yeah, right on the doorstep. Front of the net, stick on your ice, stick on the ice. Brett Pesce doesn't pick up his man. Good on Frank.
Why do they gotta wait till 3 minutes left to show almost any sign of life, though?
I don't know. I'll take it. Normally they're already dead at this point. Well, gotta have a good shift here. Like to see Alex Vlasic be carrying the puck right now instead of getting it with his feet stopped and having to dump it in. Such a smooth skater. Vlasic should be an automatic zone entry guy. How about Levshinov carrying the puck in like that? Turned it over, but this is a good first part of that. Goalie is out now for the Chicago Blackhawks. Good forecheck by Donato. Bedard gets pushed into the boards. Levshinov over to Bertuzzi. Donato down low. Rims it around. Yikes. Oh, Devils missed the net. that a penalty on the Devils? Oh, it hit a player on the Devils bench, so the play is blown dead. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, tell a friend. If you're new, I think everybody here is a regular, but if you are new, hit the sub button. Trying to get to 1,000. We're 359 away. It's a lot. It's a big number. But also not at the same time. Just like this 1 goal deficit for the Blackhawks here. So close so far. Got 30 seconds left. 33.1 left. These are 2 for 9 on faceoffs. Good keep in. Bedard across. Oh. Good stick by whoever that was, and then they bury it. Stefan Nason. Into the empty net, and that is a 5-3 hockey game. All right, well. So close so far. I don't know, man. This Devils team should beat this Blackhawks team. So. Blackhawks were a few good grade A looks away from having this be a better hockey game. Maybe coming out on the winning end of it. Jacob Markstrom was not very good. I don't know if he has it in him to regain that top 5 Vezina caliber goaltending, and if he can do it with 10 games left in the season. But that's it. Yeah. Devils needed that one. Luke Hughes. Did anybody notice Luke Hughes tonight? Maybe I wasn't paying attention as much. I don't know. Apparently he's going to get a big contract this summer too. All right. That's it. Thanks everybody for coming to hang out. That was fun. Man, I like these a lot better though when we have Lee and Justin in tow. But yeah, no, it's more fun for me too. But this is cool. Just getting to ramble, watch hockey with Sully a little bit. But yeah, appreciate you all. Post game in a little bit with me and Justin, and yeah, Hawks lose, but it was okay. That was all right. So we'll see everybody soon.